It starts gently, the way a sigh leaves a tired body. The day folds itself away, edges dimming, colors softening. Shops close, streets empty, windows start to glow from inside. Somewhere, a kettle hums, a dog circles its bed. The last train slides past the edge of town, wheels humming like a low lullaby. Up above, the first stars arrive, quiet and patient. They don't shout their light, they just wait. The air cools, rushing across faces and rooftops, carrying the scent of dust and rain and everything the day forgot in the fields outside the city. The grass leans with the evening wind. Each blade catches the faint shimmer of moonlight, bending, rising, bending again. It looks almost like breathing, as if the world itself is settling into sleep. By the shore, the tide sighs against the sand. Waves roll in, fold over, and slip back with a whisper. Somewhere far beyond the horizon, ships drift in the dark, their tiny lights pulsing slow and steady, like heartbeats on calm water. Nothing hurries now. Even time seems to move softer. Asterisk, the night moves quietly, as if it knows the weight of every sound. It slides through valleys where fog gathers like breath, and over forests where leaves barely move. Owls call once, then wait, and even their wings make no noise. In the towns, curtains drift with the open windows. Someone left a lamp on in the kitchen. A half-finished cup of tea sits beside an unread book. The steam is gone, but the warmth still lingers. The streets glow with a dull orange, the kind that softens corners and blurs the sharp edges of things. Cars pass less and less. The world holds still between seconds. And somewhere inside that stillness, a feeling grows. Something like peace. Something like being known without words. The night touches the rooftops, then moves on. Over bridges that hum faintly from the last cars. Over rivers that shine like spilled glass. It gathers every sound and turns it smaller. Footsteps fade. Voices turn to echoes. Clocks whisper through walls. In a small garden behind a house, a chair creaks once in the wind. A candle flickers and goes out, and it's not lonely, not empty, just quiet in a way that feels kind. The air smells of wood, of wet earth, of the faint trace of someone's dinner still drifting. The sky deepens until it feels endless, a place where every thought can rest without falling apart. The night keeps drifting, soft and certain. It doesn't need to be seen. It just wants everything to breathe again. Asterisk, the night climbs higher now, up through the mountain paths where no footsteps remain, only the trace of wind brushing over stone. There's a thin chill here, the kind that clears the mind. Every sound travels slow, carried through the hollow spaces between peaks. The rivers glint like threads of glass, winding through valleys that sleep beneath mist. Each ripple catches a sliver of starlight before fading into black again. Somewhere in that darkness, a fox moves through the grass. The sound of its steps barely stirs the air. The night crosses it all without leaving a mark. It just passes through, collecting small moments. A sigh from a window, the echo of laughter still hanging in an alley, the rustle of leaves turning in their sleep. All of it becomes part of the same rhythm, soft and slow. By the ocean, the waves lean against the shore like tired travelers. Foam glows faintly under the moon, fading as each wave folds away. The air smells of salt and distance. Seabirds rest on the rocks, their heads tucked under wings, letting the tide sing for them. Far from land, the sea darkens into something endless. There are no edges, only motion. Currents twist quietly below the surface, unseen but steady. And above it all, stars scatter like quiet thoughts, blinking in their own slow rhythm. If you listen long enough, the world almost sounds asleep, as if everything, mountains, forests, rivers, and sea, share one steady heartbeat, one long inhale, one long exhale. Asterisk, somewhere in the deep hours, the world begins to blur. Not fully awake, not fully asleep, just floating. The night moves through this space like a quiet tide, brushing against closed windows, drifting through the thin crack of a half-open door. Inside each home, dreams begin to form. Small ones, at first, a hallway from childhood, a road that leads nowhere, a face that feels familiar but can't be named. They rise slowly, like a mist from warm ground after rain. The night gathers them, holds them, lets them breathe. It passes over a sleeping city. From above, it looks like a map of soft lights, some still glowing, some fading out, one by one. A single curtain flutters. A cat stretches on a window ledge. A clock ticks in a kitchen where no one hears it anymore. Everywhere, people are drifting, some into deep sleep, some into gentle thoughts that never finish. The night listens to all of it. It doesn't change anything, doesn't hurry or heal. It just stays, patient and steady, giving everything space to rest. Far away, the sea still moves. Clouds pool across the moon and reshape the light. Somewhere, a train hums over distant tracks, its windows glowing like a trail of fading fireflies. And then even that sound disappears. The world exhales. The night closes its hands around the silence, and everything, every leaf, every breath, every drifting thought sinks into the same calm pulse that holds the earth together. Asterisk. There's a point when even the wind stops. Not gone, just resting. The air hangs heavy with quiet, and it feels as if the whole world is holding one long breath. This is the hour without sound. No engines, no footsteps, only the soft creak of wood, the faint hum of wires, the tiny movements of things settling. It's a silence so deep that even the stars seem to listen to it. The night stands perfectly still. If you could touch it, it would feel cool, like the surface of still water. Time loosens its grip. Thoughts drift slow and lazy, half-formed, unhurried. In this hush, every small thing feels alive. The hum of the earth, the rhythm of sleeping hearts, the quiet pulse of oceans moving under the moon. They all beat together, low and steady, as if reminding each other that nothing is separate. Somewhere far off, a candle burns low. The flame dances once, then settles. Shadows sway across the wall. Soft as breath, the night has gathered everything now. The sounds, the dreams, the bits of memory floating in sleep. It holds them all close, not to keep, but to keep safe. And for a moment, it feels as if the whole world is dreaming together. Not of anything in particular, just the simple feeling of being here, resting untouched. Nothing moves. Nothing breaks the calm. The night just stays steady and endless, wrapping the world in its quiet arms. Asterisk, it happens slowly, the way a thought drifts in before you're ready for it. The dark begins to thin, almost too quietly to notice. The stars fade one by one, not all at once, but gently, like a hand loosening its grip. The air starts to change. It carries a lighter kind of silence now, less heavy, more expectant. Somewhere in the distance, a bird stirs and lets out a single note. The sound seems small, but it opens a space in the quiet. A hint of morning waiting to happen. The night doesn't fight it. It never does. It steps back, calm and unhurried, letting the world wake on its own. The moon lowers, pale and tired, sinking behind the hills. Its reflection stretches long over the river before fading into the soft gray of early light in the towns. The first windows begin to glow. Someone turns on a lamp. Someone else boils water. The smell of bread, coffee, and clean air mixes with the last traces of night. Curtains shift with the early breeze. Dreams linger for a moment, then dissolve like mist. The night watches from the edge, quiet and almost proud. It has done its work, gathered the noise, softened the thoughts, reminded everything how to rest. Now it lets go, gently, as if placing the world back into the hands of day. The stars dim, the sky blushes faint pink, and somewhere in that fragile space between dark and light, you can still feel it, the calm that held everything together. While the world slept, asterisk, the first light spills softly across the land. It touches the roofs, the fields, the river bends, each one stirring awake under a thin layer of gold. Mist curls in slow ribbons over the grass, fading with every breath of wind. The night is almost gone now, but its calm still lingers in the hush between birdsong, in the way sunlight moves slow across the walls, in the soft weight of blankets not yet thrown aside. The world doesn't wake all at once. It drifts back gently, the same way it fell asleep. Doors open, footsteps return, but under it all, a trace of that stillness remains, quiet, familiar, like a song that ends but keeps humming somewhere deep inside. The trees shimmer with dew. Each droplet catches the light for a heartbeat before it slides away. Somewhere, a kettle whistles. Someone stretches, yawns, and looks toward the window, not knowing that the peace they feel is what the night left behind. The rivers move faster now. Clouds turn pale silver. And though everything looks awake, part of the world is still dreaming. The part that remembers the silence, the stars, the slow breathing of the earth. The night drifts beyond the horizon, unseen but not gone. It will circle back again, patient as always, to gather the noise and hush it once more. For now, the light grows stronger, the colors return, and the world begins again, calm and clean, as if it just exhaled after a long, quiet sleep. Quiet sleep. The sun now climbing, a stillness lingers underneath everything. You can feel it in the rhythm of the morning, the quiet between passing voices, the soft pause before a breeze moves through the trees. It's the night, still here in traces, calm, folded into the corners of waking life. Every shadow carries a bit of that softness. Every reflection of light still remembers the stars, and though no one really notices, the world moves slower for a while, as if it learned something in its sleep. The roads warm under sunlight, windows open to the sound of birds. Someone laughs softly in another room. Nothing special happens, yet everything feels lighter, cleaner, more real. The peace that filled the night doesn't vanish. It hides in the smallest things, the way light lands on water, the sound of wind through leaves, the simple act of breathing. When the next night comes, it will find these same places waiting, the same hearts, the same windows, the same quiet wanting for rest. It will settle again over all of it, patient and familiar, wrapping the world in dark and calm until everything remembers how to breathe. And so it goes, night and day. Rest and waking not opposites, but halves of one long rhythm. A rhythm that never hurries, never ends, only softens again and again, until all things find their stillness. Asterisk, even as the day moves on, the memory of night lingers in quiet corners. The air feels softer in shaded alleys, on riverbanks, in gardens that have yet to see the sun fully. The world holds a secret pulse, subtle and steady, reminding everything that calm is never truly lost. Clouds gather slowly in the west, hinting at the coming change. Shadows grow longer, stretching over rooftops and fields. The light itself seems to pause, taking a breath before evening deepens. Birds finish their songs and retreat to branches, settling their wings. The rivers reflect gold and silver, flowing with a gentle hum that the ears barely catch. Every leaf shivers once, as if brushing against a memory of wind that carried night before. And then, almost imperceptibly, the first edges of darkness return. Not harsh, not sudden, just a soft brush against the world, quiet as a thought slipping in. The night begins to fold itself back over streets, rivers, and trees, preparing once again to cradle the world in its steady, calm dot. In this moment, everything is caught between two breaths. Daylight lingers, but the night is patient, waiting, whispering softly, "Rest will come again in time." Asterisk, slowly, the world sinks into the hush once more. The sunlight retreats, leaving behind a gentle shadow that stretches across rooftops and rivers alike. Even the air feels different, heavier with quiet, lighter with calm, full of the promise of rest. Windows glow softly in the distance. A lamp flickers on somewhere, spilling warm light over a small room. Curtains sway slightly in a breeze that carries the faint scent of earth and water. Everything moves slower now, bending to the rhythm the night has carried for so long. The stars return, timid at first, then growing bolder, one by one. The moon rises quietly, pale and steady, reflecting on rivers, roads, and rooftops alike. Its light folds over the world, softening edges, smoothing worries, slowing thoughts. Somewhere, a child breathes evenly in sleep. Somewhere else, an animal curls in the grass, safe under the dark. And everywhere, in every silent corner, the night listens. It collects the traces of the day, the laughter, the footsteps, the fleeting thoughts, and holds them with a gentle patience. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to change. The night simply exists, steady and sure, and in its presence, the world learns once more how to breathe. Even now, the rhythm continues, the quiet hum of stars, the soft pulse of oceans, the faint rustle of leaves, all part of the same slow heartbeat, the same long exhale. And so, with the night fully returned, the world falls again into that timeless space between thoughts and dreams, where peace is not given but remembered, and where everything can finally rest. Asterisk, now the night has settled completely. Every corner, every field, every rooftop holds it in a soft, steady embrace. Even the smallest details, usually unnoticed, seem important in this quiet. A leaf trembling in the wind, the ripple of water along the shore, the slow drift of clouds across a pale moon. The air feels alive but gentle. It flows through trees and alleys alike, carrying the scent of earth, of damp grass, of night air warmed by distant rooftops. Every sound is slowed, a faint hum of insects, a distant train, the quiet stir of someone shifting in their sleep. Nothing startles, nothing interrupts. Rivers reflect the pale stars, each tiny point of light bending on the water's surface. Mountains stand still in the distance, solid and calm, their shapes softened by shadow. The night stretches over everything, even the parts that seem far away, gathering all into one long, slow rhythm. Somewhere in this vastness, a small fire flickers in a cabin deep in the woods. Its warmth is quiet, its glow steady. The smoke rises lazily into the sky, carrying the smell of wood and home. A reminder that even in solitude there is comfort, and everywhere else the world breathes with the night. The air itself seems to pause, holding everything in a calm balance between stillness and movement. This is the part of night where time softens, where the world is not rushing anywhere, where everything simply exists here. Under the same stars, every listener can rest. Every thought can settle. Every heartbeat can slow, following the rhythm of the night. Asterisk, the night moves like water now, soft and endless. It slips through streets and forests, over hills and rivers, carrying the memory of every quiet sound it has touched. Each movement is slow, measured, as if the world itself is learning to drift without effort. Leaves shiver gently in the breeze. Grass bends under the weight of dew. Even the distant mountains seem to breathe along with the night, their peaks softened by shadow dot. In small towns, windows glow with faint light. A door creaks, a cat pads across a floor, a kettle hums softly in a distant kitchen. Each tiny motion is absorbed into the stillness, becoming part of the night's rhythm. The moon hangs pale above, steady and unwavering. Its light spills across rivers and lakes, painting silver trails that twist and fold like the slow movements of dreams. Stars drift lazily in the sky, twinkling without urgency, patient and calm. Somewhere, a child's eyelids flutter in sleep. Somewhere else, someone exhales, letting go of the day's tension without noticing, and the night collects it all, weaving these quiet threads into a tapestry that stretches across the world. Nothing intrudes. Nothing demands attention. The night simply exists, holding the world in its gentle, endless flow. And in its presence, every listener can let go, can sink deeper into calm, can drift almost weightless along with it. Asterisk, the world now feels entirely suspended. Time has softened into something almost liquid, flowing over rooftops, rivers, forests, and fields without effort. Every sound is distant, softened like a memory of itself. The night carries it all, weaving together the faint hum of insects, the whisper of leaves, the slow pulse of water against stone. Clouds drift slowly across the moon, their edges glowing faintly in silver light. Rivers shimmer, reflecting the quiet stars above, folding their reflections over themselves like gentle waves in a dream. Even mountains seem to exhale, their shadows long and soft against the horizon. The air smells of night soil, wet wood, and faint traces of rain long past. It brushes against skin and hair, calming the mind as it passes. Every heartbeat, every breath falls into the same rhythm as the world itself. Slow, steady, patient. A cabin deep in the forest glows faintly. The fire inside flickers and softens. The smoke curls upward, fading into the sky without hurry. Somewhere, a small animal curls in its nest, breathing in time with the night. The night is not empty. It is full of calm, of space, of quiet life that moves slowly, deliberately, and without concern. It stretches over every listener, carrying them gently along its invisible current. Floating becomes easy. Thinking slows. The body softens, and the mind drifts weightless, suspended in a gentle embrace of everything that has ever rested under the night. Here, there is nothing to do, nothing to fear, nothing to hold on to. Only the night, steady and endless, flowing through and around everything, waiting patiently until sleep takes over completely. Asterisk. Asterisk. The night has grown heavy with quiet now, full and complete. It spreads across forests, mountains, rivers, and towns like a soft blanket, holding everything in gentle stillness. Even the smallest sounds are absorbed. The twitch of a leaf, the distant rustle of wings, the faint creak of a floorboard. Everything becomes part of the same rhythm, slow and measured, The stars shimmer faintly, not to shine, but to remind the world that even in darkness, there is light. The moon hangs pale and steady, watching over rivers, fields, and rooftops alike. Its reflection twists gently across water, moving with a slow, deliberate grace. Every breath, every heartbeat aligns with this vast calm. The world seems to float, weightless, suspended between now and forever. Even thoughts begin to soften, fading into the rhythm of the night, carried along by its patient flow. Somewhere in a quiet cabin or under a tree, someone sleeps deeply. Somewhere else, a small animal curls into its nest, chest rising and falling in perfect pace with the night. Every living thing, every part of the world shares the same slow exhale. The night does not hurry. It does not demand. It only exists, steady and unbroken, wrapping the world in a vast, invisible embrace. And in this embrace, every listener feels it too. The calm, the peace, the quiet certainty that they are part of something larger, slower, and endlessly patient. Here, sleep is not just possible, it is inevitable. And the world, held in this depth of calm, drifts peacefully, endlessly, toward dreams. The night has become a vast, gentle ocean, stretching endlessly in every direction. Its darkness is soft, almost tangible, curling around mountains, rivers, forests, and towns alike. Every shadow, every ripple of air, every faint sound is folded into its steady rhythm. The stars have settled into quiet patterns, blinking slowly as if breathing in time with the world below. The moon hangs pale and patient, casting a soft, silver glow across rooftops and rivers. Its light touches everything without pressing, illuminating without disturbing. The air is cool, gentle, carrying the faint scent of earth, wood, and distant water. It moves through every street, every garden, every open window, carrying a calm that cannot be hurried or broken. Every heartbeat aligns with it. Every breath finds its pace. Even thoughts slow, folding inward, softening at the edges until nothing sharp remains. Somewhere, a leaf drifts slowly to the ground. Somewhere else, a ripple travels across a quiet pond. The world moves imperceptibly, yet everything is perfectly still. The night holds it all, not to control, not to change, but simply to be. And here, in this last embrace, every listener is cradled in the night's infinite patience. The world feels vast and safe, quiet and alive, steady and eternal. Sleep flows naturally, unhurried and complete, carrying dreams softly on its current. The night has done its work. It lingers only as a quiet memory, a whisper against the skin of the world. And in its absence, it leaves a single, simple truth. Peace is always here, waiting, steady, and endless. Asterisk, even as the world continues to turn, the night pulses softly beneath it all. It moves through forests and meadows, over rivers and rooftops, threading calm into every space it touches. Nothing is hurried. Nothing is forced. The air itself seems to breathe slowly, carrying a quiet rhythm that seeps into bones and thoughts alike. Shadows stretch and sway with the faintest motion of wind. A single owl calls, then listens, as if ensuring the world remains undisturbed. Rivers shimmer with moonlight, folding the stars gently into their flowing surface. Every leaf, every blade of grass, every ripple in water moves with the night's patient tempo. Even in towns, the night lingers in unnoticed corners. A chair tilts slightly in an empty room. A candle flickers before settling. The hum of a distant engine fades completely into silence. It is the kind of calm that doesn't demand attention. It is felt more than seen. It lives between the spaces of thought, in the soft pauses between heartbeats, in the gentle sway of air through trees. The night moves, carries, and cradles. It gathers every sigh, every forgotten worry, every gentle memory of the day, holding them as lightly as air holds sound. And in this cradle, sleep comes naturally, flowing without effort, soft as the moonlight that drapes itself across the world. The night continues endlessly, patient and sure, teaching everything it touches, and those who listen, who breathe with it, are carried gently, deeper and deeper, into the perfect quiet of all things. Asterisk, the night stretches farther now, wider than any eye can see. It moves over hills, rivers, forests, and towns with the same soft, patient rhythm it has carried all evening. Every sound is smaller here, every movement slowed, every breath deepened. The stars twinkle faintly, not to dazzle, but to keep the sky alive with quiet light. The moon hangs low, steady, its glow spilling over rooftops, streams, and fields like a gentle hand. Its silver touch softens edges, smooths the rough corners of the world, and reminds everything to settle in the towns. Doors are closed, but never locked against calm. Curtains sway in slow, lazy motion. A cat stretches and curls again in its bed. The hum of distant life is faint, almost imagined, fading further into the night's embrace. Rivers carry moonlight in long silver ribbons, flowing without effort. Mountains rise in silhouette, still and vast, holding the quiet like a steady heart. Even the wind moves more slowly here, brushing against leaves and grass with a patient rhythm that mirrors every heartbeat below. The night is not empty. It is full of gentle motion, soft light, distant sounds, and the echo of countless sleeps. It gathers the world into itself, cradling every living thing, every thought, every trace of day that lingers and lets it drift into calm. Here, sleep is easy. Here, even the heaviest thoughts melt into the gentle flow. The night continues, steady and endless, carrying everything in its patient rhythm, teaching the world, again, how to rest. The night now stretches beyond sight, beyond thought, beyond any sense of hurry. It drifts over forests, rivers, and mountains, over towns, fields, and quiet streets, moving with a steady, unbroken rhythm. Every blade of grass, every leaf, every ripple in water flows along with it, as if the world itself has learned to breathe slowly. Stars hang faintly in the sky, not bright, not urgent, just present, twinkling softly like the memory of calm itself. The moon glides across the heavens, pale and patient, touching rooftops, lakes, and rivers with its gentle light. Its glow folds the night over the world, smoothing rough edges, softening sharp corners, holding everything in invisible arms. Even small sounds feel different now. The rustle of a leaf in a distant forest, the faint drip of water somewhere in the hills, a cat shifting its weight in sleep. All are absorbed into the night's steady pulse, becoming part of the same gentle rhythm. The night does not hurry. It does not demand. It does not watch. It simply exists, carrying everything in its endless flow. And in this flow, every listener, every living thing, every quiet thought drifts naturally, weightless, suspended in the night's patient embrace. This is the true depth of calm, not empty, not silent, full of motion, full of life, full of gentle care. The night flows endlessly, steady and sure, teaching everything it touches how to rest completely. The night has grown vast and infinite, stretching over every hill, every quiet street. It moves softly, carrying the memory of each sigh, each whisper, each fleeting thought from the day. Nothing is lost. Everything is folded into its calm, absorbed into the rhythm that flows through the world. The stars blink slowly, faint and patient, scattered across the sky like sparks of quiet light. The moon drifts steadily, casting a pale glow over forests, rooftops, and water. Its light touches everything without demanding notice, softening edges, quieting motion, inviting rest. Rivers shimmer under the moon, silver ribbons winding endlessly through the night. Mountains stand in calm silhouette, steady and unhurried. Even the wind moves gently, brushing against leaves, grass, and stone, carrying the slow heartbeat of the world itself. Small sounds become part of the night: the soft rustle of a curtain, the quiet stir of an animal in its nest, the faint drip of water from a distant roof. Each one folds seamlessly into the stillness, becoming rhythm, becoming lullaby. The night does not push or pull. It does not expect or demand. It simply holds everything: the world, the day's remnants, and the hearts of all who listen, in a quiet, unbroken embrace. And in this embrace, sleep drifts effortlessly, weightless and complete, carried along by the night's patient flow. Here, there is nothing to do, nothing to remember, nothing to chase. Only the night, endless calm and unshakably gentle. Unshakably gentle. The night lingers, soft and patient, one final time before the first light of dawn reaches fully across the world. Its darkness is gentle, folding over rooftops, rivers, forests, and fields like a familiar blanket. Every sound, every movement, every breath of air has slowed to match its rhythm. The stars begin to fade, retreating quietly into memory, leaving only the faint glow of the moon, steady and pale. Its silver light touches everything it passes, softening the world, carrying the calm of countless nights before. Rivers flow silently, reflecting the last hints of starlight. Leaves shimmer faintly in the wind, each one moving as if in slow conversation with the night. Even distant mountains seem to sigh, vast and patient, holding the world gently between their shadows. The night has gathered all the quiet moments of the world, all the sighs, all the drifting thoughts, and held them carefully. It does not vanish. It leaves a trace, a gentle memory, a soft pulse, a reminder that calm is always present, always waiting. And now, in this final hush, every listener feels it too. The slow rhythm of the world, the weightless drifting of thought, the quiet certainty that rest is enough. The night exhales one last time and steps back. The dawn begins to fold the world in light, but the calm remains. It stays in shadows, in quiet corners, in the gentle sway of trees, in the memory of sleep. And for anyone who listens, it is enough to carry them into the day, full of peace, full of stillness, full of the infinite quiet that only night can give. The world has slept. The world has rested. And the night, patient and endless, will return again, ready to cradle all things in calm once more.